Hub drive versus mid-drive e-bike motors. Which is best for you? Well, over the more than 20 years that I've been involved with e-bikes, I've been asked this question a bunch of times. So, as you probably know, e-bikes have revolutionized cycling by blending traditional pedal power with electrical assistance, e-power. One of the most important choices when buying an e-bike is the motor type. Now, most e-bikes use either a hub drive or a mid-drive motor. And while both provide pedal assistance, they differ greatly in how they deliver power, efficiency, and the riding experience. Now let's start with hub motors. So, what is a hub motor? Well, a hub motor is built directly into the wheel hub, either in the front or, more commonly, the rear wheel. When you engage the motor by pedaling or throttle, it turns the wheel directly, propelling the bike, pushing the bike forward without affecting the drivetrain. The advantages of this system are, first, its simplicity and cost. Hub motors are typically cheaper to manufacture and maintain. Their self-contained design means fewer moving parts and less strain on the bike's drive chain, like the chain and the gears. If you break a chain, the hub motor will still supply power, so you can get home without the chain or the gears. Second is the ease of use. They offer a smooth, quiet ride and are often paired with cadence sensors, which make them ideal for casual riders who prefer steady assistance without much pedaling assistance. And third, they're low maintenance because the motor operates independently of the drivetrain. The drivetrain experiences far less wear and tear. Now, there are some drawbacks. Some of the drawbacks are the weight distribution. The hub motors place extra weight on one wheel or the other, affecting the balance and handling. Now, rear hub drives can make tire changes and punctures a little trickier. They have less torque. They don't climb steep hills as effectively and efficiently since they can't leverage the bike's gears. Less efficient battery use. Hub drives consume a little more energy, especially on varied terrain. So now, what's a mid-drive motor? A mid-drive motor sits, at the bike's, bottom bracket, right where the pedals connect to the frame, directly powering the crankshaft. Instead of turning a wheel hub, it drives the chain, which allows the motor to use the bike's gears just like, a regular bicycle rider does. Now, some of the advantages with this are, better climbing power by working through the bike's gears, and, the mid-drive system delivers a better torque and hill climbing performance. Mid-drives offer, improved balance because the motor is right in the middle of the bike and it's down low. And the weight distribution is better, so your handling is a little better. Now, mid-drives also greatly offer better efficiency. These motors often deliver longer range because they use power more efficiently, adjusting, the output through the gears. Now, some of the drawbacks of a mid-drive motor are, higher costs. Mid-drive systems generally are more complex and generally more expensive to buy and repair. So the increased drivetrain wear is another drawback because the motor drives the chain components, like the chains and the cassettes, gears, wear out a little faster. Now for the big question, which should you choose? Your ideal motor depends on how and where you ride. If you commute on mostly flat terrain and want a low maintenance setup and prefer affordability, a hub drive motor is a solid choice. However, if you tackle hills and ride off-road and, value performance and want a more natural, balanced riding feel, a mid-drive system is worth the investment. So, in short, hub drives emphasize simplicity and value, while mid-drives focus on power and efficiency. Understanding these differences ensures your next e-bike fits both of your riding style and your lifestyle. And remember, though, whichever you choose, the most important parts of e-biking is to have fun. And in order to have fun, you really have to realize which is best for you. So evaluate your riding and what you're going to do, and choose the appropriate motor setup. Have fun, though.